Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be making the game modes that are available in the game called Fall Guys. I'm not actually the first person to do this, not by a long shot. A lot of people have done this before. I was inspired to do this by Macro, who wasn't the first person to do this either. I'll leave links to his channel in the description. Very good channel, I think you should check it out. So how this is going to work is we're going to rank this mission in 3 categories. First one is spawn. How much does it matter where you spawn. Second category is beginner friendliness. How easy is it for someone that just started playing the game to like get good at this map and have fun with it. And the last category is personal opinion, like how much I personally like this game. So let's get started. First map is basketball. This one. It's basically just a bunch of basketballs in the middle, and there's two teams, yellow and blue team. And you have to grab the basketballs and put them into the enemy team's hoops. And whoever does that the most qualifies. It's kind of fun and very beginner friendly. It doesn't matter where you spawn, so for that reason it's highly tier. It's this big fence. Basically it's a bunch of rotating fans. You have to stay on the fans and get to the stable platforms. And then there'll be more fans until you qualify. It really doesn't matter all that much where you spawn. And I really like it, but it's not that beginner friendly, so I get high tier. This is big shots. It's basically a seesaw. You have to like stay on the seesaw. There's 3 cannons or 5, but usually 3. That will shoot stuff at you, and you have to like not fall into the slime. And if you don't fall into the slime, you qualify. It's pretty fun. Doesn't matter where you spawn. It's very beginner friendly, so I hate you. It's this freezy peak. You spawn at the bottom here. You have to climb your way up to the top, and there's a fan here to push you up into the ice. Walk across the ice into the finish line, then you will qualify. It's very hard, so it's not that beginner friendly. It doesn't matter where you spawn, so it's no point for that. I really don't like it, so C tier. It's this Hoopsy Legends. It's basically a bunch of hoops. You see a lot of these white ones, they're worth 1 point. You also see a few gold ones, they're worth 5 points. If you get 6 points, you will qualify. It's pretty. I really don't like this mode, but it doesn't matter all that much where you spawn, and it's very beginner friendly. So I can give it some that, so high C tier. Okay, hoverboard heroes. I've only played this one once, so I'll be judging it based on like what I've seen from other creators. So basically it's this big hoverboard that like slowly moves at a slow pace. A bunch of obstacles that will come your way. You have to avoid the obstacles. It says you have to get off the hoverboard to be able to like, get off the obstacles because they're too tall. And then when you reach the end, there's just 2 pinball flippers that push you into the finish line, then you qualify. So I can't really form my own opinion about it because I only played like a long time ago. So skip that. It's very beginner friendly, and it doesn't really. It's not that beginner friendly, but it doesn't matter where you spawn. So beats you. It's Night Fever. It's basically a bunch of these medieval obstacles. And you have to like get past them. And at the end there's like this ramp. You have to get past the ramp. There's like this. You have to get past the ramp to make it to the finish line, and then you qualify. It's pretty fun, kinda beginner friendly. Your spawn does play a factor, but not really that much of a big one, so I hate you. This is Penguin Pursuit. Basically there's a bunch of these penguins. The community actually calls them birds, I don't know why. So basically these penguins, there's 3 penguins, and there's 3 teams. So whenever you hold the penguin, it scores 1 point for your team for every second that you hold the penguin. But if you have more than 1 penguin, if your team has more than 1 penguin, the points stack up, so you can have like 2 points per second, or 3 if you have all 3 penguins. I kind of like it, I guess, and it doesn't matter where you spawn. It's pretty beginner friendly for them, but I don't like it that much. It's kind of cool, so mid-beater. This is Power Trip. It's basically Splatoon. You have to hold these batteries around, you have to grab the batteries. One battery represents your team. So if you walk on a tile with the battery, you color the tile for your team. Whichever team has more tiles covered in their color will qualify. It's pretty beginner friendly and doesn't matter where you spawn. I don't like it that much, so low beats you. It's this roll on. Roll on. It's pretty fun mode. It's basically these rotating, these like circles that will rotate this way, this way, this way, whatever. You have to like get past them, and some of them will have obstacles on them, so you have to go past the obstacles. And then once you get to end, there will either be a fan, or there will be like a stealth platform, and the fan or the platform works sideways like this. So yeah, it's very fun. I really like it. But it is important to spawn in the front. But if you spawn in the back, you're already screwed. But it's not that beginner friendly though, so we'll put it mid meter. Next is short circuit. It's basically a race mode with like futuristic obstacles. There's a lot of futuristic obstacles here. I don't have time to go in them because I have a lot of maps here. It's basically, and it's 2 laps. One of 2 race modes with 2 laps here. So it's pretty fun. It doesn't really matter all that much respawn, but it's very non-beginner friendly. So low meter. It's the ski fall. Okay. Basically, you have these 2 rings, and you have golden. You have these 2 big, huge ass rings. You have bronze rings, silver rings, and gold rings. If you go through the bronze rings, it's 1 point. If you go through the silver rings, it's 2 points. If you go through the gold rings, it's 5 points. And at the end, there's like this huge circle. Like the very outside is bronze, somewhat some, the kind of outside, but not really, is a silver, and the center is a gold. If you get 15 points, you're gonna qualify. It's kind of beginner friendly. It doesn't really matter where you spawn. You kind of like it. So it's A tier, low A tier. It's kind of like Stumble. Basically, it's like short circuit, but obstacles are incorporated in like different ways. And it's only 1 lap, and at the end there's like this thing you have to go up instead of just all being sideways. So yeah, pretty. And if you like it's the finish line of the area crossing, you're gonna qualify. So basically, it's not that beginner friendly. It does make a difference when you spawn, but I really like it. So high C tier. There we go. Okay, skyscraper. It's basically this big tower you have to like see out, and it's not like your average respawn. If you fall off instead of like respawning, you're gonna die and get eliminated. So it's not that hard. There's some difficulty there, but it's not that hard. And there's a lot of people that fall off in it, so there's some points right now for me. So I really like it. It doesn't pose as much of a difference where you spawn as in some other modes. It's very non-beginner friendly, so low A tier. This is it's no scrap. Basically, it's a bunch of has huge balls. I'm gonna get demonetized for saying that. Huge balls that each team has to push them through the snow. You push the balls to the snow, they'll get bigger. Whichever 2 teams can get their balls to 100% first will qualify. The team that doesn't will get eliminated. It's pretty beginner friendly, and you always spawn in like the same place anyway, so that doesn't matter. But I really don't like it, so high C tier. Yeah. Okay, airtime. This is basically a huge ass zone, and there's a bunch of like ways to stay in the zone, and also a bunch of ways to like get pushed off the zone. So I have to stay there for some time. If you stay there for like enough time, you're gonna qualify. Pretty fun mode, and I really like it. Doesn't matter where you spawn. It can matter, but not really that much. It's pretty good. So A tier. Actually, S tier. Next is a blast ball. It's basically a bunch of balls. You hold the balls, and then they boom, 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 and they'll pop, and they pop. And this is our first final, by the way. So if you win this, you win the whole game. And basically, if you fall off since the slide then you will get eliminated. And the flip is to slowly break away. This is by far the best mode in the whole game. So you can go S+. That's my opinion at least. It's very beginner friendly, it doesn't matter which one, and it's by far my favorite mode. So that's why it's S+. This is block party. Basically, you're gonna stand like on like a platform. A bunch of blocks are gonna come in your direction, You have to not fall into slime. If you don't fall, there's like no limit on how many people can die here. Like literally everyone can die, or everyone can lose, or no one can lose. So because of that, slightly bumping it down a little bit. Other than that, I really like it. It's not that beginner friendly, so losing some friends there. Like, it doesn't matter where you spawn. So mid age here. Right here. This is bounce bar. Basically, there's a bunch of like bouncy things. If you fall off, there's like fans at the bottom pushing you up. Honestly, a lot of these blue rings. If you go, that's 1 point. See a couple of golden rings. They're not that rare, but it's not that easy. It's not very easy to find. Not like the easiest thing in the world to find them. If you go through the blue ones, you get 1 point. If you go to the gold ones, you get 2 points. And if you get 15 points, you're qualifying. If too many people qualify and you don't get the 15 points, you get eliminated. Pretty fun one, I really like it. It's pretty beginner friendly. And kinda doesn't matter when you spawn on that much. So A tier, on A2. It's a bubble trouble. Basically there's a bunch of bubbles. After I go through them, these like white bubbles, you're gonna see a lot of them, they're worth 1 point. And the gold bubbles, they're pretty hard to reach places, but if you can get to them, they're worth 5 points. And I think it was 25 points, I'm not too sure. Then I get the 25 points, you'll qualify. If you don't get the 25 points, you get eliminated. So it's pretty big, it's kind of beginner friendly, and doesn't really matter where you spawn. It doesn't matter where you spawn, because you're all spawning like this big circle in the middle. But I really don't like it, so high C tier. Put it here. Okay, button bashers. This is basically a 1v1, just like one person against another person. You're gonna see a bunch of red buttons, and then one button will be yellow. So all the buttons do different things. Like the button in the middle will make this high gravity, low gravity. This one will activate this ramp, etc., etc. And the yellow button, if you press on it, will give you a point. So whoever has more points in the end is gonna qualify. And it's 1v1, so it's not like all of you are in one place. It's like one person, two people in this area, and they're facing off against each other. So I really like it. Doesn't. I was gonna be spawning in like the same place anyway, so that's kind of non-beginner friendly because there's a lot of skips you need to know. There's a lot of stuff you need to know about to be good at this, but it made it easier. But yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, next is gate crash. Basically a bunch of gates that go up and down, up and down, up and down, have different speeds. They go in like a pattern. They all follow a pattern. Just get past the gates, and then there's like a slime slope. There's some gates after the slope. You have to get past those gates. If you get past those gates, it's like a small ramp. It's just a small ramp, reach the finish line. And you get there, you're gonna qualify. Very fun mode, very beginner friendly. It doesn't matter where you spawn. One thing I'm gonna like to highlight is that there are any good obstacles. Like sometimes good obstacles are like what make the game more fun. So Gate Crash doesn't have any, but it's still a very good mode. It's still very fun, very beginner friendly. Spawn doesn't really matter all that much, so low A tier. It's low A tier. Next is DoorDash. Basically there's a bunch of like doors, and some of them will open and some will not. It's really very RNG. Like the closest thing you can know to like being able to like know which doors will open, the only thing you can like know about that is how many doors will open. Just like there's starting one there's 5, and for like 2 more there's 4, and for a couple there's 3, and the second last one is 2, and then the last one is 1. And after that it's like you're gonna fall off. There's like this big ramp section, you're gonna run through it, and there's the finish line, you get to the finish line, you're gonna qualify. So yeah, my first experience, I kinda like it, not really. It's not that big enough. Really, it's just depending on your luck and your spawn. Putting in the back might actually be better here because I like wait for everyone else. So for those reasons, mid C tier. That's it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, next is egg scramble. So basically, there's 3 teams and there's a bunch of eggs in the middle. So each of these normal eggs is worth 1 point, and the golden eggs is worth 5 points. Basically, each team has to put the eggs into their basket, and whichever team has more eggs and have more points, in the end will qualify. So it's possible the team has less eggs, and but they have more points than the other team, just because some of those eggs are golden, and that team doesn't have any golden eggs. So that's kind of lame. Other than that, pretty good mod, I'd say. there's a lot of things you can do to help your team. So you can't really like, oh, my teammates suck. You could always have done better. So because of that, I'm gonna put it like mid feature. Mid feature. Yeah, there we go. Actually, no. Here it is. Yeah. Okay, next is Egg Siege. Basically egg scramble, but your basket is a lot bigger. So big it's not even a basket anymore, it's like this big field. And then there's like these things from Night Fever. Remember that when I was talking about Night Fever? That they have those things here to like protect, like help protect your basket thing. So yeah, it's slightly better than, I won't say it's better than Egg Scramble. It's like the position below it. We'll put the position below it. There we go. Okay, B2. Next is Volleyball. It's basically just Rocket League. It's like this ball is gonna fall off. There's two teams, blue and yellow. You have to push the ball into the enemy's net to score points. Whichever team has more points at the end wins. And there's just, for some reason, it also has a golden egg that's worth 5 points. I don't know why. Sometimes you can get the only bananas, or you can get an American football. So yeah, it's really weird. It's pretty fun. You can always play defender or attacker, so there's a variation to it. For that reason, we're gonna put it high B2. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put this here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put it mid B2. Actually, what? There we go. That's better. This is full mountain, our second final. Basically, so this huge mountain, you have to scale all the stuff on the mountain, and at the end, you have to press the grab button. And when you reach the crown, you have to press the grab button to grab the crown. Once you grab the crown, you win. Sometimes it's too many people grab the crown at like the same time. The server can process that. The server like can't process who won, so it just gives all of them a crown. And it shows that they won on their screen. So yeah, that happens. Sometimes there's a Yeetus here. If you don't know what a Yeetus is, like this big hammer that smells like this. It can push you really far. It can push you like this much. So yeah, semi-fun, pretty cool mod. I would have to put this on like low B2 and put it here. There we go. Next is Slime Climb. It's basically Slime Creeper, but slightly less hard. It's a lot more iconic, basically. It's similar to Slime Scraper, but like Slime Scraper is a lot more like futuristic. This is a lot less darker. It's like the OG version. I'm gonna put it right next to Slime Scraper. There it is. Okay, I'm gonna put it right behind, just because I think this one's better, slightly better. Okay, next we have Fruit Shoot. It's basically this big conveyor belt pushing it back, and there's these cannons shooting fruits, and there's a bunch of pyramids, and there's a cannon in the middle shooting logs. So if you get past all that, you have to jump at the end for some reason, I don't know why. There's a small section of just flat land. You walk into the flat line, you reach the finish line, and then you qualify. And a lot of people actually hate this one. I think it's not that good, not that bad, so I put it C tier. I put it here. That's nice. Okay, Full Tilt. It's basically a bunch of 360 seesaws. If you don't know what that means, basically, like, so a standard seesaw will move like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, like in one direction or the other. But this one can move anywhere. It can move like this, like this, like this. Or at least you have to get past all those 360 seesaws. So make it to finish line. Sometimes a lot of stuff. Like this one has the baller, this one has a invisible barrier. This one doesn't have any obstacles, so that's good. So yeah, it's not that beginner friendly, and beginner friendliness is not that high on this one. So that really doesn't matter where you spawn, so that's good. No, actually it matters a lot where you spawn. Sorry, I'm gonna. It matters a lot where you spawn. If you're important to spawn at the front. It's not that random beginners. I kinda don't like it, so lucky too. Next is Hit Parade. Basically a bunch of obstacles that you have to bypass, and then at the end there's like this big slope. You have to get up the slope. There can be ballers, there's like spin hammers, and then these whole things can go like this way, or they can go like this way. Sometimes the section behind the mid walls can be like these fan things, or they can be just batons. So it's pretty beginner friendly. It doesn't really matter all that much where you spawn. And I kinda like it, so mid A2. Put it behind it. Next up we have hexaring. Basically a rotating ring. There's a bunch of like hexagons. Hexagons there's 3 layers of hexagons. 3 layers will each disappear. And all 3 layers disappear, you can spin it like a hole. Basically what you have to do is you have to not fall off. It's not that beginner friendly. Doesn't matter where you spawn, and I really like it. Just gonna put it in it's very high HR. It says hexagon. Basically hexaring, but there's 8 layers instead of 3, and the thing doesn't move. It's one stable thing, and they're not attached to each other, so there's some distance between them. Very good mod, liked by most of the community. I rank it low S tier. It would be higher, but I get it a lot for some reason, so that's slightly starting to get bored of it. But yeah, really good mod. Next is Hoarders. It's basically a bunch of these volleyballs. There's 3 teams, so whichever team has the most volleyballs in their zone, and whichever 2 teams have the most volleyballs in their zones will qualify. And that is at least pretty fun mod. Kinda like it. It's very beginner friendly. Doesn't matter where you spawn. So because of that, I'm gonna put it low B tier. Here. Okay, next is Hoopsie Daisy. It's basically a bunch of it's Hoopsie Legends, but it's a team game. It's Hoopsie Legends, but with teammates basically. And like whereas whichever 2 teams have the most hoops at the end will win. Same thing, same. But this time the golden things will give it like 3, I think, instead of 5. That matters. And yeah, that's literally it. So it's very beginner friendly. Doesn't matter which one, but I don't like it. So low C tier, we're gonna put it here. Remember when I said it don't matter all that much? Yeah, that's what I meant. Jinxed is basically infection. On each team there will be 1 person that starts as infected. And you have to, whoever's infected has to infect the rest of the team, the rest of the enemy team. Whichever team has their whole team jinxed is gonna be eliminated. Whichever team doesn't have their whole team jinxed is gonna qualify. So I really don't like this. I don't know if it's ever beginner friendly, but it doesn't matter where you spawn, so that's what's there. So I low C tier. This is Jump Club. It's basically this spinning baton thing. There's 2 spinning pink batons at the top. It can be 1, 2, or 3 green balls. Like spin, they're slowly gonna get faster, and the pink ones have a stable weight. And like the 2 poles will move faster than the 1 pole, and the 2 poles are gonna move slower than the 1 pole. 3 poles are gonna move slower than the 2 poles, basically, because they're more of them. So pretty good mod. I'm gonna put it in low S tier. Super Jump Showdown, basically that, but it's a final. Also the tiles like collapse, all but 2 of them are gonna fall off. So for the same reason, it's pretty good. And it's always 2. There's not like 1 or 3. Always 2 at the bottom. So we're gonna put it in S tier. There we go. Okay, next is Leading Light. I've never actually played this one. Never in my whole. Ever since I started playing this one, guys, until now, I've never played Leading Light. Basically, it's like, you see this like yellow thing? That's like the zone. You have to stay inside that zone, and if you stay in there for like a certain amount of time, you qualify. So basically, it's like airtime, but the zone moves, you know? So, yeah, from that concept, it sounds pretty good to me. It doesn't sound that beginner, it's really not that beginner friendly, and it can matter where, and it really matters where you spawn a lot, so we'll put it low B tier. Actually, no, we'll put it high C tier. Okay, next is Lily Leapers. Pretty good mod. There's a lot of ways to let be. Basically, there's a bunch of lily pads you need to jump on, and you need to keep jumping on lily pads until eventually you bounce into the finish line by one of the lily pads. You didn't qualify. It's not that beginner friendly because there's a lot of ways to be fast that beginners will probably not know about. It can matter a lot where you spawn because it can like mean how many people bump into you. And I really like it. I really like this one, so we'll put it mid B tier. Put it here. Next is Lost Temple. I only played this like once or twice my whole game. That was like right when I started playing. So basically it's like a mix of DoorDash and Fall Mountain. It's a mix of this and where's Fall Mountain? Again, where did Fall Mountain go? Whatever, it's a mix of DoorDash and Fall Mountain. So basically You have to go through some of the doors, and some of the doors have different chances of opening. You can watch some guides on Lost Temple if you want to get better at that. And you have to jump on some lily pads, and you have to grab the crown, just like the Fall Mountain. That's where the Fall Mountain comes in. You have to press the grab button on the crown. So from that, very non-beginner friendly. It doesn't matter where you spawn, because you're always going to spawn in this line. And I don't have any personal experience with it, so we're going to put it in mid B tier. Which we're going to let Little Leapers in like the low A tier. We're going to put it here. Where was Lost Temple? Where's Lost Temple? Okay, I'm going to put that here, based on what I've heard about it. Okay, perfect match. Basically a bunch of like tiles to show different fruit. I'm gonna show different fruits, and you have to like guess. You have to like remember which tile showed which fruit. The tiles that didn't show that fruit will disappear, and the ones that did show the fruit will stay. If you fall off, you get eliminated. If you don't fall off, you qualify, basically. So and sometimes there can be like a spinning pole in the middle. Well, sometimes I mean almost never, but it can happen. So I kind of like it. Like the end is very hard. Kind of like it. It's pretty beginner friendly because like you don't have to have much experience for guys to like be good at this, and it doesn't matter where you spawn, like at all. I'm gonna put this in mid B tier. We're gonna put it here. But there's one. Okay. This is party promenade. So basically a bunch of like fun party obstacles. Basically, there's like basically a mix of all the other modes that came out in like season 6. There's a lot of like party obstacles basically. Then at the end you can like get shot into the finish line only enough, or you can get shot into this mouth, into the pole. If you shoot into the finish line, then you qualify. Pretty fun mode. It's kinda great. So we're gonna put it mid A tier. And put it in front of Game Crash. I haven't gotten this one in a while actually. This is Penguin Pool Party. Remember Penguin Pursuit from a bit earlier? Yeah, it's that, but it's not a team game. So yeah, instead of like going as high as you can, you have to like reach a certain limit. That limit is 25. And this penguin, instead of calling this orange penguin, is called sugar or something. I think that's why. I don't know why. So basically, if you like can hold the penguin for long enough, you can qualify. If you can, you get eliminated. Not very beginner friendly, and it doesn't matter. It can matter which one, but not that much. But I really don't like. I really hate this one. I'm gonna put it mid city. I'm gonna put it. I get my freeze. This is what was it called? I forgot what this one is called, but basically it's a bunch of pipes. Oh, pipe dream. It's a pipe dream. It's a bunch of pipes. It's like travel through. You basically become Mario. You have to go through a bunch of pipes. Which like push you through different stuff. You make it through different obstacles. Then a bunch of pipes will push you into the finish line, then you qualify. It's pretty fun. Not that kind of beginner friendly. And kind of beginner friendly. And it doesn't really matter all that much as well, but it can make a difference, but not that much. So I'm gonna put this one in mid-high B tier, above Lost Temple. Right button mashups. This is Rock and Roll. I've never actually played this one. Basically, it's like a ball. It's a team game. There's 3 teams. Sorry. So all the teams have to push their ball, and then when their ball falls into the finish line, they're gonna qualify. 2 teams can qualify here, just like in the 3-team one. Whichever team doesn't push their ball into the finish line will get eliminated. If you go into the finish line, you just respawn back here somewhere. So don't do that. Don't go into the finish line yourself unless you're like pushing the ball. So based on that, I don't really have any personal experience with it. But it seems pretty beginner friendly. It doesn't matter where you spawn, so you're all just gonna spawn in the line anyway. I'm gonna put it like mid B tier, above Fall Mountain. There we go. Here's Roll Off. Oh boy, I have a lot of experience with this mod. Basically, it's 2 platforms that like spin. Remember the ones in Roll Off that would like spin to the side, like this? Like this. No, there's 2 of those. This is the final, by the way, so if you win this one, you win the whole game. And oh yeah, so it's like the ones in Roll Off. If you fall off, you're gonna lose, obviously. And it's a final. Yeah, so it's not that beginner friendly. It's very non-beginner friendly, actually. I somewhat like it. It doesn't matter response, so that sounds like that's Queen's Reach to me. So I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna put it above actually above extra. Okay, next is Roll Off. Roll Out. Sorry. There's so many roll modes. Let's just Roll Out. The original roll mode. There's a bunch of like the platforms that like roll here. and there's a bunch of them, and some people will fall off. It's very easy to grief here. Sometimes this map is notorious for griefing. Whoever doesn't fall off will qualify. So yeah, that's it. It's not that beginner friendly just because how easy it is to grief. It doesn't really matter where you spawn that much. I really like it, so we'll put it low A tier. Put it above A actually. Okay, next is Dizzy Heights. I get this one way too much sometimes. Basically, it's a bunch of like spinning discs. You can pass the spinning discs to like make it to like the top hill thing. The top hill thing is gonna shoot a bunch of big yellow balls. I'm still gonna get demonetized for saying that. They're gonna fall off and push you off. So if you have to not get hit by the yellow balls at the end. Other than that, you just have to move on the spinning discs. And in this section where like the spinning starts taken, under it there's like a bunch of like spinning doors. If you fall off here, you can just go through spinning doors. There's also a section where these guys don't spawn, you just have the spinning doors. But I've never done that. So yeah, it's pretty beginner friendly. It doesn't matter a lot where you spawn, and I really like it though. I'm gonna go back down. There we go. Actually, no. Go back down. There we go. Okay, so next is Royal Fumble. This is basically this is another final where there's someone who's gonna spawn with a tail, and then 1 minute 30 seconds timer will start. So basically, you have to grab the tail from that person. Whoever has the tail after the 1 minute 30 seconds is gonna be the winner. They're gonna win the crown. I really like this one. I've only gotten one star, so I'm gonna put in D tier. Just because it's so easy for laggy players to like get there, and I'm very laggy. Next, it's very non-beginner friendly because like, there's a lot of stuff you have to know to be good at this. Next is Seesaw. It's basically a bunch of like seesaw things that you have to like balance on. If you can balance on them, you're gonna qualify very easily. There's like 4 sets of them, I think, or 3 sets, I'm not sure. And then after 3 sets, between each set, there's gonna be like a stable platform. That's a checkpoint. If you fall off, you're gonna respawn there, and you just have to make it to the finish line. Just balance on them. I really don't like this one. It matters a lot where you spawn. It's very non-beginner friendly, so F tier. Easily my least favorite. Next is Snowball Survival. This is one of the hardest modes in this game. Basically a bunch of there can be 1 snowball or 2 snowballs. That was one. I'll have to push you off. If you break the ice, you can fall through it. Amazing. Snowballs will break the ice. The ice has 3 layers, so we'll get to that later. So if you fall through the ice, you're eliminated. Whoever doesn't fall through the ice after the 1 minute 30 seconds, again, so the 1 minute is gonna qualify. It's very, very non-beginner friendly, probably the least beginner friendly mode in this game. It doesn't really matter where you spawn all that much, and I somewhat like it, so mid C tier we're gonna put hopefully like it. Okay. There we go. Speed circuit. I used to get this one a lot, but I rarely see it nowadays. Basically, it's like short circuit, but instead of like futuristic stuff, it's like futuristic stuff, but it's brighter basically. And there's these speed things, these things that speed you up, and there's a lot more bounciness. Very fun, very beginner friendly, and where you spawn makes a lot of a difference. So I'm gonna put it like high B tier. Actually, I'm gonna put it low A tier. I'm gonna put it there. There we go. Nice. Okay, next is Stomping Ground. It's basically a bunch of rhinos in an arena. The rhinos are gonna charge you and they're gonna try to push you off. And there's a bunch of lily pads around, so if you get pushed off, you can like bounce on the lily pads and get back. If you fall off, you're gonna get eliminated. There's a 7 round people that will get eliminated. And if you're not one of them, you're gonna qualify. So it's very hard to qualify in this map, but I find it pretty easy. It doesn't matter where you spawn, except it doesn't really matter where you spawn all that much. It just comes down to how good you are at surviving. We're gonna put it low B tier. Put it there we go. Nice. Actually, I'll put it there we go. Nice. Okay, next is some food. This is basically a perfect match, but instead of like all the tiles showing food, it's a bunch of food is gonna fall down, and each food is gonna have like a number of it that spawns. So at the end, you're gonna like show like which food was there this many of, or which food didn't show up. There's gonna be a bunch of, and then the later rounds there's gonna be a bunch of like things that aren't food. They're just there to distract you, so just ignore those. And yeah, that's basically it. Again, just a perfect match. You don't really have to be good at Fall Guys to understand that one. Doesn't matter which one at all. I really like it, so I'll put it high tier. Actually, low S tier. Low S tier. This is, what was this one called? We're not gonna count this. It's not part of the main, you can't get this one in solo shows, so we're gonna disregard this one. I forgot what this one is called, actually. Next one is Tail Tag. This is the original tail mode. Basically, it's like rough mode, but there's multiple tails. Like, there's like one tail for every 2 people, I think, so like, it should be halfway, unless it's an odd number. It's very unlikely to get it if it's an odd number, but if it's an odd number, they're gonna round up the number of tails. So yeah, that's basically it. You can grab tails. There's a 1 minute 30 seconds timer. If you have a tail by the timer runs out, you're gonna qualify. If not, you get eliminated. Everyone hates this. I really kind of don't like it. Put it there. I think I prefer it over Royal Fumble actually. But then Royal Fumble like once, so basically my whole rating off of that. This is Team Tail Tag. Basically Tail Tag, which is the team game. Or team is whichever. This is the only team game with 4 teams: red, blue, yellow, and green. I think. So this is the only mini game we can have green team. And there's a green team. So yeah, like it's kind of very beginner friendly. Doesn't matter which one, but I really don't like it just because of how much lag there is, and it's team game, so I have to describe it. Okay, next is Swiveler. This is a pretty new mode. Basically, it's this big circle thing, and there's a fan. On the circle thing, there's a bunch of obstacles that you're trying to try pushing the slide. If you get hit by the fan, it's basically over for you. So after the fan, it's pretty beginner friendly, and I really like it. Sometimes your floor is gonna move which direction it's supposed to be going. Sometimes it won't, so we have to take that into account. It doesn't really matter. It can make a lot of difference, but well, your skill is gonna make a lot more difference than where you spawn. So I'm gonna put it high B tier. Actually low A tier. I'm gonna put it there. There we go. This is Thin Ice. Another final. Remember those making ices from Snowball Survival? Yeah, well, this map is basically just that, but there's 4 layers. And each one can crack 3 times before it breaks. So if you fall off, you're gonna lose. Whoever doesn't fall off is gonna win the crown, win the whole game. So after taking that into account, it's pretty fun. It's not that fun. I really don't like it. I don't know about beginner friendliness, but it doesn't matter where you spawn. I'm gonna put it high DJ. There we go. Tiptoe. I really hate this one. It's so good at it, but I hate it. Basically, it's a bunch of like invisible tiles, and some of them are real, some of them are fake. So the real one tiles are gonna form a path to the finish line. Once you find the path, you will be able to run on the path and make it to the finish line and then qualify. So it's pretty beginner friendly, I guess. Doesn't matter where you spawn, because you're just gonna dive off at the start anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna put it right there. There we go. This is Track Attack. Basically, you speed tourniquet, but instead of like going backwards, you just go like this. Whoop, there we go. It's very similar obstacles, except there's top and bottom sides to Track Attack. I actually don't know which one is faster, by the way. Tell me which one's faster, that'll be great, thanks. So it's very beginner friendly. And I really like it, but it does make a lot of difference to your spawn, and I mean a lot of difference. I have to pump it down a couple stages. Gonna put it there. Nice. This is Treetop Tumble. It's basically a combination of all the modes that spawn in Season 5. Like every season, for some reason, has like one mode, which is a combination of every other mode they've made. So this is like a jungle theme, Season 5, so it's a jungle theme everything basically. There's water, there's cannons, there's frogs, there's spinning discs, there's rhinos, there's like log things, there's lily pads, can be lily pads, there's lily pads to top. So it's not that beginner friendly, I like it a lot actually. It doesn't matter a lot where you spawn. So pumping it down there. I'm gonna put it, yeah, shoot, there we go. Nice. This is Volleyball. It's another 1v1 mode. Basically, it's volleyball. It's volleyball, basically. It's volleyball. This is a game of volleyball. Same rules, same everything. Except you can actually... Except there's like a barrier at the end. Like if it hits the barrier, so like falling out, it's just gonna push back down. falls in your floor, the ball's gonna disappear. It's gonna fall into someone else's court. You have to like push the ball. You can literally move the ball however you want. So it's pretty big. It's kind of beginner friendly. There's a lot of stuff that you have to learn like the best at it, but like anyone can like qualify on it, I guess, unless they're like a really good player. It doesn't matter where you spawn. You're always gonna be spawning in the same place. So not taking that into account. It's yeah, and I kind of like it. So put it here. Put it there. There we go. Nice. Next is Volleyball. This is the first mod I've ever played. This is the first, like my first game here. I played this one. مش عارف يا وك. مش عارف. Next. مش عارف يا وك. This is the first game I ever played. It's very fun. There's a lot of pressure skill on how to get first place. It's basically a bunch of obstacles. There's a bunch of fans. A lot of fans that will move you around. There's some treadmills as well. There's a lot of treadmills, and basically, in the end, there's a bunch of circles with like, spinning poles. Just can make it past that. There's like this big fan thing. You make it past that. There's like a big slope thing. You get up that, you qualify it. Really fun mod, very big, probably the most beginner friendly one in the game. And then after, it can matter quite a bit where you spawn, so we have to pump it down a little bit. Other than that, probably like highest tier. I'll put it here. If it didn't matter that much where you spawn, this would be Blast Ball. No, because it matters quite a bit where you spawn, nothing beats Blast Ball. This is Tundra. Okay. This is probably the most unique game mode in the game. There's so many different things that can happen in this mode. Some you can get like the boxing moves here. Basically, it's like an ice game mode. It's like an ice. This is another one of those combinations. It's a combination of every mode in C3. So that was Christmas Eve. Like a lot of all the like ice moves, boxing gloves. There's the fans. There's a fan over here. You can use it as like something called Superman. There's flippers at the end, and then there's a fan pushing into the flippers. And at the end, you can get either get the flippers. You can get like a fan they have to jump on. So not that beginner friendly, but I really like it. And it can make a difference for your spawn, so bumping it down there. I'm gonna put it here. There we go, nice. Last, and probably the least, Wall Guys. This is by far my least favorite game. I'll put it here. By far my least favorite. Basically, it's a bunch of blocks. So you move with the blocks, you have to climb your way up to the blocks, climbing up the wall, and climb the blocks. Keep landing the blocks and climbing the wall until you reach the finish line, then you qualify. Sometimes the blocks will have fans on them. Yeah, this is by far my least favorite. It's pretty beginner friendly, and can matter quite a bit where you spawn. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I absolutely despise this one. Alright, and then that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you.